started out as just a simple book we could use to self-affirm. But early that morning, the earth shook to show there's much more for us to learn. I know darkness may come to engulf you, but just give it some more time. Follow God's will. The truth is what you're gonna find. Don't give up. Have courage. Be strong. You'll have a new insight to see, and you'll know pure love is never wrong. Dare to be different. Don't stop trying no matter what you do. Trust in your destiny. Believe in you.
What up, y'all? It's your boy G Noble, and I'm sitting here with Natalie Walker on Nsight To See.
As a woman, I have the power. The power to feel compassion for those who would never acknowledge my plea. The power to grieve and pray for even the ones who wish to destroy me. The power of an unending affection for my race and distinctly for my family. The power of a pure love that can build our people's unity. The power that can endure and surpass all you can conceive. The power to deny restraints that I won't let keep me from what I'm meant to be. The power that can rise to, overcome any type of adversity. The power with the knack to make real what was once just a fantasy. As a woman, I have the power. The power of an acute intuition that can anticipate a mysterious sentiment. A power of a keen insight that can transpose your true intent. I have the power to exhibit a profound poise that pushes away any insecurity. The power that makes you overlook my surface allure and makes you focus on my innermost beauty. I have the God-given power to handle all the enemy can contrive. The power to devise a plan that will continue to elevate my stride. The power to be the vehicle for the unborn and to be the Proverbs 31 virtuous wife. I have the power to accomplish God's full purpose for my life. As a woman, I have the power.
This is Nsight To See with Natalie Walker.
I am so excited to be here with designer, author, playwright, Kasia Mayo.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so great. Please tell me more about how your book, Deceived, came about and how this is a stream of income for you. So proud of you.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you, God had me write it a few years ago, a little over 12 years ago. And I never wrote it with the intentions of being an author. It was something that I went through, and I went through alone. Never shared my story, and I, put it away, never to pick it up again. And 3 years ago, I was in a bad car accident, and I was stuck in the house, and God told me to pick the book back up. And I kept saying, for what? I'm not, I don't want nobody to know that part of me. And once I, realized that it wasn't about me, it was more about inspiring and reaching out, for people to let them know that they can make it in spite of what they go through. I mean, the doors just begin to open. It's done very well. I've been in Barnes & Nobles 25 times, done radio, TV, and it has been a great stream of income for me. I can't even tell you how many books I sold. But even though, you do things looking for income, to me is more about reaching and touching people, letting them know that they can make it. You know, especially when people come to you and say, thank you, I'm going through that. And because I know you made it, I know I can make it too. That means more to me than money. But I do thank God for, the income that is coming in with it as well.
Yes, that's so fitting with Nsight To See, because we want you to understand that you can do it. So you did a play, it just ended. September, right? September 23rd? So how did that go? And tell me more about it. And that was The Deceived from the book.
Yes, well, the play was awesome. For one, it was sold out within 3 weeks of me selling the tickets, so it was a huge success. So many lives were touched just by my testimony. And I plan on doing it again. I'm trying to get to Broadway.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, whatever doors open, I will never close them. I walk into. Of course, you need to come and audition. I have a role just for you.
You can make up one.
And I tell you, God is awesome because I'm doing things that I've never thought of. Like, I never thought to be an author. This is something that just dropped in my lap. I mean, like I said, I wrote the book with the intentions of it just being therapy for me, never to be an author. And God had me pick it up and look at the lives that it has touched, where if I would have been selfish and not wanting to share my testimony, there would be so many people still out there hurting, wanting to commit suicide, feeling like life is not worth living, but just because I said, God, no longer is it about me, but it's about me reaching those people that need to be, touched and, set free and delivered. And with the play, people will always say, this book can be a movie, a play. It can be something. And I just, I'm sending the book to Tyler Perry and sending it here, sending it there. And I said, you know what? Sometimes you got to do it yourself. And then maybe later on, they'll be calling for me, hopefully, prayerfully. But, in the meantime, I'm going to do what I have to do. And I did the stage play. I filmed the screenplay as well. I went to different locations. That came out, wonderful. So I'm just doing things that I've never thought about. I actually thought I would be somebody's background singer. That's what I thought, but sometimes God take you in another direction where you're trying to go. He's like, no, daughter, that's not what I have for you. I need you to do this. So, I mean, just the doors that have been opening. I mean, people reaching out to me and, being on Lenny Green's show and just the TV interviews. And, I mean, my book was 4 months old, and I was in Barnes & Noble's my first time. Wow. And I've been in Barnes & Noble's going on 25 times now. And I have another date for December for Barnes & Noble's in Connecticut. So, I mean, the doors have been amazing, but it was only because I gave him a yes, because I realized it wasn't about me.
Well, the lesson learned, to let my viewers know, the lesson learned is that, first of all, you should never give up. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that you use everything you have, even the worst thing that you think is a blessing. And there's always somebody who's going to understand what you're going through. And you just keep pushing forward, keep doing it, and keep telling people. Don't ever let somebody tell you not to tell your testimony. Because somebody can understand it. And don't let people say, oh, don't keep telling it. No. If you feel you need to keep telling it, as long as you're not living it and you know you have the victory, you know God brought you through that, you keep telling it, because there is somebody who's going to say, I know how you feel. I understand that. So thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for sharing that. We all appreciate that.
Thank you.
And we all need it.
And I realize that what we go through is never really about us.
Never about us.
It's always about somebody.
Now, with the book, did you publish that, or is it self-published, or what's your story with that?
Well, when the book first came out, I had a publisher who happened to be a friend of mine who used to sing with me in the Kiss FM choir. But I'm my own publisher now. I started my publishing company called Keyworks 828 Publishing. So now I'm able to publish anything that I do from here and other people's books as well. Haven't really had the time to, focus on that, but that, the business has already started. So I tell you, I'm just learning so much through the whole process, and realizing what the publishers did while I was going through the process. I've learned from what they did, and, so a lot of things happen. I said, you know what, I can do this myself. All it is knowledge and learning, and that's what I did. So I have my own publishing company now.
Okay, so I have one last question for you.
Mhm.
Out of the things that you do, because you're multi-talented, and I do understand having different. What's your love, and what do you think is what first got you into this kind of area anyway?
Single out on
Sing.
iTunes, called "I Believe God."
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I believe
so
God.
yeah, so yes,
So we
I
gotta
love
look
to
that. It's on
sing.
iTunes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Kasia
you hear that?
Mayo.
Keisha
Mhm.
Mayo, I Believe God on
Yes.
iTunes. So singer, author, designer, playwright, everything.
I try, and have a 9 to 5.
God is good.
Yes, he is.
He is good, and you are busy.
Yes,
And
I
you
am,
look tired.
and he's giving me the strength because I feel it now.
And now I'm so excited to introduce Kasia from DelorCakery. Hi, Kasia, again. Look at these lovely things right here. Oh my, they smell good. So please, tell us more about, oh gosh, it smells so good. Tell us more about your bakery.
So I am the cake executive officer of DelorCakery. We're a 5-star cake catering company based in Brooklyn, New York. I sell gourmet cupcakes, cake pops, cookies, and custom themed cakes. So, SpongeBob cakes or wedding cakes, things of that nature.
Oh, that's good. Now, what got you into it?
So, the
Still
pastry
caught up in the
world
smell, so.
found me. The pastry world found me. When I graduated from my undergraduate studies, I caught the baking bug. So right after, I must have graduated on a Monday. By Saturday, I was baking. I was pulling recipes off the internet, baking, giving it to family and friends. And my sister says, I don't think you should go to graduate school. I think this is something you should pursue. Over time, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I found a Joann's fabric store. I had no idea what was Joann's up to that, and I walked in, and I saw cake decorating classes. I was like, okay, I said, since I'm baking, let me learn how to decorate the cakes so they look more appealing. And took all the advanced classes, and an instructor approached me, and she said, Kasia, can you teach the kids classes for us? And I said, okay, she goes, you don't get paid that much, but you get really good perks. I'm like, okay, I'm all about perks, free supplies and stuff. And did that for a while. And then I just started posting pictures on Facebook, and support came in different directions. I had people say, hey, I can make you a logo. Hey, I can make you a website. This is a business, you can actually evolve into. And I evolved into Delor.
Let me talk about those posts. I sit there sometimes starving, looking at them posts like, oh, I want it. And I have such a big sweet tooth. So sometimes I kind of go fast because I don't want to see them because they look so good. I can't wait to taste. But tell me, did you get any awards or anything like that?
I did. So recently I got a $1,000 scholarship from International Cake Exploration Society. So that's an organization that basically, when we come together and fellowship around what we do, learn different techniques and everything. And there's this technique called Lambeth, which is like Old English scrolling and artworks on cake that I'm really interested in. So I'm going to use the scholarship money to take that class next year.
Oh, that's so cool. I love, to see how people take their passion, and that's what we've been talking about, taking their passion and making it into something, and it's creativity. So, with your business, do you have any goals for your business? I know it's a stream of income, and I know, so you have any goals?
I do. So, my goal is to evolve into a brick and mortar one day, and I would like to have a studio in that brick and mortar where kids in foster care that are interested in the pastry and culinary arts would come and learn from me under a fellowship program for like 9 months to a year, and hopefully they'll want to go and say, okay, let me apply to college or trade school, and I could do this, because the statistics show that a lot of kids in foster care, they end up homeless, uneducated, A lot of them don't know that the government pay for their education, undergraduate and graduate degree for free, as long as they maintain a 3.0 GPA.
That is something, if anybody has any resources, I think that's a wonderful idea. I sure wish I could help you with that, because I think that that is an element that needs that kind of thing. So if anybody knows anybody or wants to do something to help out, please, contact her, because there are a lot of kids who need that help. And a lot of the problems we have going on today is from that missing element of kids that never get taught and never get that kind of education and don't have anywhere to go. I think most people would be, viable, law-abiding citizens if they had something to do.
Right.
Yeah, so I heard that you have a little special.
Yes. So right now, I have a Groupon campaign that launched earlier this week, where you get 2 dozen cookies for the price of 1 cookie, and 1 dozen cookie, and you can pick it up from me, or I can ship it to any state in the United States for an additional fee.
So can I use the Groupon?
Yes, you can use the Groupon.
I'm always thinking about what can I do. I do have some stuff that I want to send to people, so that's a really good thing. See, I love that you're thinking about all the different areas of business that you can work in. You're saying, like, this is my business, but I want to expand it, and I'm going to find ways to do it. And Groupon is a great place. I love Groupon. Yeah. So now I hear that you have some other talents.
I do. So I'm an intuitive tarot card reader. So what that is I do readings for people, help them resolve issues of the past, or if they have unanswered questions or they're unsure about, making their moves and everything. And, as well as I get a lot of dreams about people. So when I get those dreams, I share it with them. So, to help them further grow and develop in life, and, whatever messages come through, I just share with them.
Okay, so did you get a message that I wanted to
No, but anywhere I go, I do bring cupcakes.
They smell so good.
So, yes, they do.
I'm going to take a little bit of taste before I start speaking to you.
You should.
Just a little.
So, I brought you my best-selling cupcakes, which is Wicked Dark Chocolate with chocolate frosting. But these have Baileys. These are cocktail cupcakes, so they have Baileys in it. But I remember you said you like yellow cake and chocolate frosting. So I got you yellow cake. I bought you yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
I feel so lucky.
You're welcome.
See?
And can I pass one down to Ashley?
Yes. Let me ask you a question. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I don't, but I'm dating somebody.
Okay, well, the guy you're dating, the guy that's dating her, please remember this. She remembered that I like chocolate frosting with vanilla cake, and that is so intuitive. Well, see, she's so.
I'm gonna savor it.
And yeah, I'm just gonna take a little bite. Tastes as good as it smells. So last, but definitely not least, is Ashley with Designs by Ashley. And I gotta be fair and tell you, this is my cousin. But she's so talented, I could not leave her out, and I definitely wanted her here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Ashley, I'm gonna give it to you, because look at the nice stuff there. I'm going to give it to her. I'm going to let her tell you about her designs.
So about a little over 2 months ago now, I left corporate America to get more into my nonprofit work. And with that, I also wanted to do something creative. So I was on Pinterest and for hours and hours, and I came upon resin jewelry. And with resin, you can put anything, you can put the resin into the mold, and then you can put anything in the resin to make colors, tints, design, and that really drew my interest because I can't draw. Those terms are obsolete, but I have a creative imagination, and that's how I came out with the jewelry and the beading And the crystals I love because I'm very spiritual, and that plays a part in my faith. The crystals and they have healing properties. So in some of the designs, it has a garnet, onyx, and tiger's eye. Red agate, some red bamboo, citron. So all these things, citrine, and all these things, they have healing properties. And for different things, whether you need a boost of energy, some healing, some more understanding, you put on a pair of earrings and get some understanding. Also, I played around with some MAC, actually pigment glitter. So that's what's in this. So the resin is clear. Mm-hmm. All the tints are done by putting the pigments into the resin and putting it into the mold.
Now, what is resin? I'm sorry. Stupid. Stupid.
No,
I'm sorry.
Definitely not a stupid question. It's a liquid plastic.
Oh, okay.
And it hardens. There's a hardener that I put into the resin mix while it's liquid form, so they become hard and they're not really moving around or anything like that. They're hard, solid. You can drop them. They won't break. Mm-hmm. Very durable, and they last quite a while.
So you just buy different molds?
Buy different molds. I actually am making molds as well. The hearts are made molds. These are made molds I made out of molding clay and hardener, and then put the resin and pop them out.
Wow.
So these are my designs, and it definitely helps using that creative energy.
Yeah, so now you left corporate, you said, for consulting?
Yes, for nonprofit consulting, and that has been very fulfilling. Yeah. It's something I was doing anyway while I was working in corporate, and God said, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to work. Time to work for me. So I left corporate and now consulting with 2 nonprofit organizations, and that has been awesome, helping them with their event planning, administration, grants, so fundraising, and those things I love to do.
Right. That is so beautiful. I love when God tells you to move.
Yes.
When God tells you to move, if you move, it is so fulfilling and just so gratifying. A lot of times what we need doesn't come right away, but God always takes care of us until it does come. So now, come on, finish. I'm sorry.
No, but that's right. That's right on target, because certain things that I wanted, they did not come into fruition until I took that step and I left. Once I left, I was looking for a consulting job. Once I left, I got a consulting job matching the pay I was making with a 40-hour-a-week job with benefits. So God definitely was right in that, and that was my confirmation that God said, I told you what I said. Now I'm going to show you for real that it was me that told you to do so. And God has been blessing me. Now my jewelry is now in a boutique in Connecticut. Also can be found online, Soulfulrebirth7 on Instagram. And you can order custom resin earrings.
Now, what about the earrings you have on?
These I made, these were practice, but I put pennies in resin, and it filled on some part all the way to the end, but not. So that's why I call it my practice pair. I'm going to keep working on that, and that's why I love working with the resin, because it's not forgivable, but you can always try again.
Oh,
you can always try again.
Oh boy, I'm going to be broke with these gifts. Because I'm already in my mind thinking of stuff that I'm going to order.
Yeah, and they're not heavy, lightweight, because it's made out of plastic. So, fancy designs, you think you have these big gaudy earrings, but they're very light. And you can...
Yeah, they are light.
Yeah.
It's really, I love the stuff in there.
Yes.
It's really nice.
Yeah, so also using my creative juices, and also working as an assistant creative director for Fuse magazine. It's a magazine that one of my personal friends put together, Summer Moon Freeman. And Fuse magazine has been out now for 2 years. Mm-hmm. So working on a new edition, and I'm going to be assistant creative director for the magazine. So it's really good. God has been blessing and allowed me to use my creative juices to get my point of view out there, my perspective. In such a time as now, anyone who's creative and has something to say, it's the time to say
This is the time.
This is the time to say it.
I'm telling you, I'm so inspired. It's just, I feel like I got to get to work. First of all, to buy all the stuff I want to buy, I got to get to work. And I just think that is just such a beautiful thing. We have some beautiful, beautiful ladies. And really, the thing to learn
is that if you trust God, it really all comes down to just trusting God. If you trust God, He will help you. You may not see it, but He will help you. And what is faith if you can see it? Yeah. Faith is taking that step that you don't see. It's just trusting Him, saying, I don't know what it is, but I trust you anyway.
The Cure.
Self-neglected. Spend your days giving up yourself to make sure we're all protected. Wonder Woman, but will you get your relief? Yeah. Superwoman, but can you save something for me?